Please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Those who are attending in online, please respond for me, guys. All of you get my voice on screen. Those who are attending in online, am I audible? Right, perfect. Yeah, thank you, guys. Can you please check it what we completed there in the last session? Just given introduction to Java programming language, and the syllabus also here are listed here about this. Guys, now just once again I'm telling to you, please take screenshot of it. Take screenshot of it. Now everyday notes will come to this link only. Just if you click on that link, automatically you will get this document now, and our admin number, then single point of contact for all my classes. About my classes, if you want to get some details, no, just use this mobile number or WhatsApp. Both are available with this mobile number. Right, so directly you can contact with him. He will be able to give every information about my classes. Okay. Right, sir. Now today we are going to start. Today we are going to start introduction topic there. Introduction unit here we are going to start in a core Java. Yeah, demo class, guys. Then demo class. Already on Friday I took one class. Just in that class, just I given the list of content here. Then full stack Java, what courses we are going to be covered: core Java, advanced Java, Hibernate, Spring Boot, microservices, UI technology, and React.js. Out of all these things, first 6 topics are taken by me. I will take these classes. Sandeep. Okay. After that, UI technology and React.js is some other people, some other trainers will take that now. Core Java, just I give a list of content there. In core Java, then what I have given: introduction part, steps to prepare Java application, language fundamentals, OOPS, wrapper classes, packages, string operations, inner classes, exception handling, multi-threading, IOSIMs, and so on and so on and so on. Almost all. Up to the latest version here, we are able to get. Okay. All right. Then after that. So the advantage of these sessions now, you will get recorded videos of these classes, right? More than 1 year after we are able to get it. Okay. All right, sir. Max, only this information I discussed there in the last class now. Anudip, are you okay now? Okay. Guys, can I move forward? It's okay. Then today, introduction directly subject I am going to start. It is the first class. You can think of it, Anudip. Don't worry. Today is the first class now. Just we can start the content here. Nothing was there in the last class. No, just I given demonstration. Okay, fine. Now in the introduction part, what we are going to discuss there, differences between Java and other programming languages. Mainly I'm going to put focus on C, C++. This is the first topic here we are going to understand. After this, the second topic is like what there, Java features. After these Java features, the next topic would be Java naming conventions. After that, Java programming format. These are all the 4 topics here we are going to understand inside the introduction part here. So we are going to start one by one, clear. Okay. Right, sir. Now, first of all, here we have to understand differences between Java and others. Differences between Java and others. Others in the sense like what is C and C++. Technical content on I'm going to start, sir, directly. Okay. Right. Now, Observe carefully, all of you know. The very first difference here I am telling to you. C and C++ are static programming languages, but Java is a dynamic programming language. Right, sir. Getting clarity on it? C and C++ are static programming languages, but Java is a dynamic programming language. So before understanding C++ are static programming languages, Java dynamic programming language, before understanding that, first of all tell me, when a programming language is a static programming language, when a programming language is a dynamic programming language, that I want to know. I want to know that. After that, I will come back to the C and C++ are static programming languages, and Java is what their dynamic programming language. That I want to use later on. Later on, I will talk about it. Okay. Alright, sir. Now put focus on it. Complete focus on it. No, I'm going to discuss about this content in with a diagram. Observe carefully. Basics. I'm going to start. Now try to understand it now. For example, I have written a C program, sir. This is my C program. Can you tell me how I can recognize this is a C program, this is a C file? How I can recognize this file is a C file? All of you, please respond for me. I said to you, this is my C program, this is C file. How can we recognize this is a C file? How can we identify whether it is a C file or not? How is it possible to check whether it is a C file or not? That depends on what their file extension. .c. If you have any file name, .c. File name .c. If you provide, no, automatically this program is what program here now? C program. Clear? Okay, fine. For what purpose here we have written C program, sir? For what purpose here we have written C program? Now tell me. For what purpose here we have written C program? Purpose is very simple. If we execute the program, C program, then we are able to get some outputs. For the sake of getting outputs only here, we have written C program. Execution. Here we have to perform execution. Okay, who is going to perform execution, guys? Who will perform this execution now? Tell me. Who is performing this execution now? Definitely, there is a separate engine to execute the C program, not compiler, guys. Now observe carefully. There is a separate mission to execute the C program. What is that mission actually? C engine. The specific name may be anything, that doesn't matter. Now get the generic name, the common name here I'm telling to you, C engine. C engine is responsible to execute C program. Nice. What I'm telling to you, observe carefully. If I provide C program to the C engine must execute the C program. After that, C engine is able to provide some outputs. C engine is able to generate some output. Output to C engine. Guys, now please confirm to me. All of you are getting clarity up to now? Please all of you respond for me. All of you are getting clarity up to now? I have written a C program. I'm giving that C program to the C engine. Now C engine will execute it, and C engine is able to provide some output. Now here we are getting output here. Okay, clear. This is exactly like what their C program, what we are getting. Right, sir. Good, clear. But I have a small problem here in this process. What is the problem here I'm getting now? Observe carefully. C program I have written in developers understandable language. C programming language is a developers understandable language. The developers understandable language is what their high level language. This is what their high level language. The C program may be C programming language, may be C++ programming language, may be Java programming language, may be whatever it may be. All these are like what their high level languages. Okay, now this is in what their high level language. Clear? Any example for this high level language code? No. Say for example, directly here we can specify that into a is equal to 10. Now here, developer can understand easily int a variable equal 10 constant value semicolon terminator. Developer can understand it easily, so developer can write the program in this manner only. Clear? It's okay. Next one is after that. Who's executing that C program, sir? Now tell me. I'm asking this question to all of you. Who's executing C program? Come on, guys. Who is executing C program? See and type the message in questions box now. We have a questions box, right? There we have to write it now. Who is executing the C program? C engine. C engine is executing the C program. Right, sir. C engine. That's okay, fine. Now tell me, you only tell me, what is this C engine? That C engine is a machine or any human being? Tell me, guys. Now C engine is what there? Is it a machine or any human being? C engine is what? Is a machine or any human being? Definitely it's a machine. Mission. Mission can understand which language, sir? Mission can understand which language? Directly it is able to understand English, no? That machine is able to understand what? Mission is able to understand what language, no? Mission is able to understand mission language. That mission language is what there? Low level language. Mission can understand only what there? Low level language. Right, sir. Now executable code. In other words, I'm telling you executable code that should be in the form of zeros and ones only. Low level language that should be in the form of like what there? Zeros and ones only. Everybody understand it clearly. Zeros and ones only. Right, sir. Now, any example for this low language code? Say for example, into a is equal to 10 we are able to have there. Now it should be represented in the form of like what there? Zeros and ones. This is executable code. Right, sir. Now I'm giving clarity to you. Now observe carefully. Developer can write the program in high level language. If the developer is providing that high level program to the C engine, is it possible for C engine to execute that high level code? Now tell me, answer for it. If I provide a high level language code to the C engine, is it possible for C engine to execute our high level code directly? Come on, guys. Everybody must respond for my questions now. Is it possible for C engine to run our high level code directly? No, not at all. Not at all. C engine is unable to understand high level language code. C engine is able to understand only low level language code. C engine is not understanding high level code. So not possible to execute that code here due to the mismatch of the code, due to the mismatch of the representation. Program is written in a high level language, but the C engine required program in a low level language. So there is a mismatch here now. All right, sir. Now here, how we are going to solve this problem? Here we are getting a problem, but how is it possible to solve this problem here? Right, sir. Because of that reason, then what I am telling there, to solve this problem here, what we are going to search now, we are going to search for a converter to convert a program from high level code to low level code. If any converter is existed, if any translator is existed to convert the code from high level to low level, if any translator is available, then it is very simple to solve our problem. We are going to use the translator to translate the program from high level to low level. The translated low level code will be provided to the C engine. Now C engine is going to execute it and C engine is able to provide some output. Yes, sir. Now if the translator is existed here, if the translator is available here, say for example here, if the translator is available or the conversion mechanism is available, for example here, translator or conversion mechanism is available here, translator or a conversion mechanism is existed here. Now we are going to provide the C engine, that means C program, to the translator. It will translate the program from high level code to low level code. Now here we are able to get this low level code. That low level code here we want to get in the form of a separate file. That file might be, we are going to think in the form of like what there, .exe file, which contains the directly executable code. .exe file. Now this .exe file contains like what there, zeros and ones only, maximum. Zeros and ones here we are getting there. This .exe file here we are having. When this .exe file is available, the .exe file will be provided to the C engine. When this .exe file is provided to the C engine, now C engine will execute the .exe file. Then we are able to get some output. This .exe file contains .exe file contains like what there, now low level code. Now this is like what the low level language code. Low level code is available. If you provide this low level code to the C engine, now C engine will execute it and C engine is able to provide output. Guys, now please confirm to me. All of you are getting clarity up to now? Come on, everybody must respond for me. All of you are getting clarity on this point here? Come on, respond for me. Everybody must respond for me. Okay. Right, sir. Now observe carefully. What is the job of the translator, sir? Here I have written. What is the job of the translation mechanism or translator? Here we are providing some translator. What is the job of this translator here? Now tell me. Yeah, the translator. What is the job of this translator? What it is converting actually? It converts from high level representation to low level representation. It translates the code from high level to low level. It translates the code from high level to low level. This is what exerts the translation mechanism, what it is having. Now the translation mechanism what we have used is indirectly called as compilation. Don't say only compiler, just it is what there, compilation. The translation mechanism is what there, compilation. The translation mechanism is called as what there, compilation. Compilation is a process of converting program from high level representation to low level representation. For what purpose there? To understand, to execute our program here. In order to execute the program, we have to convert the program from high level representation to low level representation. That's the purpose of this compilation. That's the intention of the compilation here. Okay. This is clearly the compilation process here, what we are having clearly. Right, sir. It's okay, fine. This is clearly like what their compilation process here. That here we understood now. It's okay, fine. All right, sir. Now it's okay. C program, compilation, .exe file, execution, output. Good. Now observe carefully. I'm going to provide one more point here. Guys, now observe carefully. All of you understand it clearly. For example, if I have the statement A is equal to 10 now, into A is equal to 10 now. Okay, and before that, I want to introduce one more terminology. The time when we perform compilation, that is called as what there? Compilation time. In other words, we may call it as what there? Static time. The time when we perform compilation is what their compilation time or static time. The time when we execute the program, that is what the execution time or run time. Execution time or runtime, any terminology we can use, no problem. The time when we perform compilation, compilation time or static time. The time when we execute the program, execution time or runtime. Okay, fine. Now let's coming to this point here. Int a is equal to 10 semicolon. What is going on in C programming language? What exactly the work is going on? Now tell me. If we encounter this particular intersection, what's going to be happen? If we encounter this intersection, first of all, a variable will have 4 bytes of memory. Inside these 4 bytes, 2 bytes of memory. In C programming language, it would be 2 bytes of memory. For a variable, 2 bytes of memory. In the 2 bytes of memory, value 10 is going to be stored. In a 2 bytes of memory, value 10 is going to be stored. Right, sir. This is going to be happen in C programming language. All of you understand it clearly. Everybody understand the point clearly. For the primitive data types, memory is going to be allocated. Memory is going to be provided for the data. For primitive types, int is a primitive data type. No, for this int primitive data type, no, memory is going to be provided. Yes, sir. All of you are getting clarity or not? Right, sir. Now observe carefully. If the memory allocation is provided for the data at compilation time, if the memory allocation is provided for the data at compilation time, then that is called as static memory allocation. If the memory allocation is provided for the data at compilation time, then it is called as what there? Static memory allocation. Clear? If the memory allocation is provided for the data at a runtime of the applications, if the memory is allocated for the data at runtime of the applications, then that memory allocation is what there is a dynamic memory allocation. That memory allocation is called what there? Dynamic memory allocation. Guys, once again, please confirm to me. All of you are getting clarity on this. All of you are getting voice on screen now. Am I audible, guys? Now please respond to me. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Please respond to me. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Right, sir. Okay. Now tell me. You only tell me. What is static memory allocation and what is dynamic memory allocation, sir? What is static memory allocation? What is dynamic memory allocation? Now tell me. You only tell me. What is static memory allocation? What is dynamic memory allocation? If the memory allocation is provided for the data at the compilation time, then it is called as static memory allocation. If the memory allocation is provided for the data at runtime, then it is called as what there? Dynamic memory allocation. Understand it clearly. All right, sir. Fine. Now I'm giving conclusion. Now all of you understand the conclusion here. What is the conclusion here? I'm telling to you. Observe carefully. Everybody understand this conclusion. If any programming language is the following static memory allocation, then the programming language is static programming language. If any programming language is following static memory allocation, then the programming language is what? Their static programming language. If any programming language is following dynamic memory allocation, if any programming language is providing dynamic memory allocation, then that programming language is dynamic programming language. Right, sir. Now observe carefully. I'm giving the conclusion here now. 1 minute. Right, sir. Now, if any programming language is following static memory allocation, then the programming language is a static programming language. Then the programming language is what? There static programming language. Right, sir. Now what is static programming language? If we provide memory allocation for the data at a compilation time, then the memory allocation, then the memory allocation, then the memory allocation is called static memory allocation. Then the memory allocation is called as what there? Static memory allocation. Guys, understand the points are very much clear. Examples for static memory allocations are, examples for static programming languages are what there? Now tell me, you want to tell me what are the examples for the static programming languages? No, C and C++ are the static programming languages. In C and C++ programming languages, memory will be allocated for the data at a compilation time only, not at runtime. Because of that reason, these two programming languages are what they're static programming languages. Similarly, now tell me, what about this dynamic programming languages? What we are understanding about dynamic programming languages? No. Similarly, now tell me, what is this dynamic programming language? No. If any programming language, if any programming language, if any programming language is following dynamic memory allocation, then that programming language, is a dynamic programming language. Then that programming language is what? The dynamic programming language. Right, sir. That's okay, fine. The programming language is what? The dynamic programming language. Here, what is this dynamic memory allocation here? No. Now I'm giving clarity. Examples are like what there? Java. Next one is what there? Python. All these are examples for it. It's okay, fine. Next one is, what is dynamic memory allocation? If we provide memory for the data at the runtime of the applications, data at the runtime of the applications, then it is called dynamic memory allocation. Now here I want to provide the diagram here. Whatever the diagram here I prepared now, as is the diagram. Now here I want to provide one more point here. Compilation here. I'm going to check now. What is this compilation actually? If you think about it now, two things here I'm telling there. One is what there, converting program high level language to low level language. This is one point here. Second step is also be error checking, is also be the responsibility of the compiler, guys. Compilation, error checking is also be the responsibility for the compilation. Now these two things here I'm providing. It's okay. Then this is for the sake of your awareness now. The diagram here I prepared with respect to the content here, with respect to the context now. Now just I'm going to include the diagram here. Here inside this here I provided this diagram. Clear, guys? Now I completed that very first step, very first difference between C, C++ and Java. Guys, can you tell me what is the first difference between C, C++ and Java? How Java is different from C and C++ programming languages? Values are going to be assigned in the form of normal number only, decimal form only, not in binary form. Alright guys, now observe carefully. Alright, so the program internal representation is binary, but external representation is what there? Our representation, the 10 or 20 like this here, we can understand now. Guys, all of you know, answer for it now. What is the first difference here now? Then C and C++ are static programming languages, but Java is what their dynamic programming language. Java is a dynamic programming language and C and C++ are static programming languages. This is the very first difference here, what we understood clearly. Right, sir. Now leave this punch. The second difference here we are going to understand. What is that second difference now? Right, sir. Now see this. Preprocessor is required in a C and C++, but preprocessor is not required in Java. Preprocessor is required in a C, C++, but preprocessor is not required in Java. Right, sir. First of all, understand it now. What is preprocessor? what is the job of the preprocessor? Where is this preprocessor in programming languages? That here we have to understand. What is preprocessor, guys? Any idea? Any idea? Now please give information. What is preprocessor? What is preprocessor? Any idea? What is the location of the preprocessor? Any idea? Right, sir. I'll give you a diagrammatic representation for you. Now try to understand it clearly. What is preprocessor? What is the location of the preprocessor? That here we are understanding now. Series. First, I have taken a C program. .c. Next one is compilation gear we are going to provide. Right, sir. Now here we are going to provide like further compilation. Okay. To perform this compilation, right, sir. Now, whenever we are performing compilation, what files here we are able to get, sir? Now tell me. If we perform compilation here, what exactly the files here we are able to get? All of you respond for me. When we compile C program, what file here we are able to get? No response, guys. Here we are able to get what files here? No .exe files here we are able to get. Fine. When we are getting this .exe file, what we have to do? Definitely here we have to perform like further execution. Here we have to perform like further execution. When we perform execution here, we are able to get output. Right, sir. C program, compilation, .exe file. When we perform this .exe file, then what next one here we are able to provide? No. Then execution here, then after that we are able to get output. It's okay, fine. Compilation here we are performing there. Nice. In compilation here, what I am telling now, when we open this compilation process here, it's not like one mission operation. It's not like one simple mission operation here. Now observe carefully. Compilation is including nearly 4 phases. Inside this compilation, we are able to have 4 phases. What are the 4 phases that we are able to have inside this compilation here? Observe carefully. The first one is, very first one is preprocessor. The first one is what? The preprocessor. Next one is compiler. The next one is what? The compiler. The next one is what? Their assembler. Next one is what? Their assembler. Next one is what? Their loader link editor. Loader link editor. Loader link editor. Okay. The first one is what? Their preprocessor. Next one is what? Their compiler, assembler, loader link editor. One after another one, things are going to be happen. Now here, the position of the position of the preprocessor here we understood, sir. It's okay. Position of the preprocessor here we understand. We are not getting any problem here. Okay, position of the preprocessor, it's okay. Now, then what next one here? After this, after completion of this compiler, if you open this compiler part here, inside this compiler part now, so many phases are available inside this compiler part. What phases are available here? I'll provide all the phases now. First one is what? There lexical analysis phase. Next one is syntax analysis phase. And then after this, semantic analysis phase. Semantic analysis phase. Next one is intermediate code generation. Intermediate code generation. Code optimization. Code generation. These are 6 many phases here we are having inside the compiler. Guys, now this total internal structure here we have to understand. A minimal idea is required. No need to understand what is going on internally at each and every phase. No, not required here. Mainly here I am telling to you, here I required mainly preprocessor location. That's it. I don't require any other content here. Just I required no mainly preprocessor content here. Preprocessor location. Right, sir. After lexical analysis, syntax analysis. After syntax analysis, semantic analysis. After the semantic analysis, intermediate code generation. After this intermediate code optimization. Next one is what is the code generation. Guys, now here I required only one thing here. What I required now, just I need only preprocessor location. Preprocessor is the first phase in compilation. Only that point here. Preprocessor is the first phase in compilation. Not more than that. First phase in compilation only here we require. Okay, right. Let me copy this now. Right, sir. Let me write that point here. Preprocessor is the first phase in the compilation. Preprocessor is the first phase in the compilation. Okay, that we understood. Then what it will do? What is the job of the preprocessor in the programming languages? For what purpose here we are having preprocessor in our programming languages? Now I'm giving clarity. Now observe carefully. Observe carefully now. In a C and C++, the complete predefined libraries was provided in the form of header files. Am I right or not, guys? Now tell me. You only tell me. The complete predefined libraries are provided in the form of header files or not? Say yes or no. Waiting for your reply. Complete predefined library was provided in the form of header files. What are the various header files? Can know stdio.h, conio.h, math.h, and so on and so on and so on. These are the various header files what we are having. You already aware about it. All right, sir. It's okay. But how we are going to use these header files content inside the C program now? How is it possible to use these header files content inside the C and C++ programs? Can now observe carefully. To use header files provided predefined libraries in the C and C++ programs, we have to include the respective header files in the C and C++ programs. All right, sir. To use header files, to use header files provided predefined libraries in the C and C++ programs, we have to include the respective header files in C and C++ programs. How we are going to include them? By using hash include statements. You know already that. Hash include stdio.h, hash include conio.h. The next one is what there? Hash include math.h. Like this here we are having like what there? Hash include statements. Hash include conio.h, hash include stdio.h, hash include math.h. That's okay, fine. Now understand it clearly, all of you know. If we provide these hash include statements in C program, what a preprocessor will do? What exactly the work of the preprocessor? Observe carefully. Preprocessor will recognize all these hash include statements. Preprocessor will check with whether these header files are existed or not in the C, C++ softwares. If these header files are not available, we are able to get compilation error. If these header files are available, then immediately preprocessor will load these header files content into the memory. Preprocessor will load these header files content into the memory if they are available in C, C++ software. So loading predefined libraries at the time of compilation is called as static loading. Preprocessor is performing what there? Static loading. Understand what is the job of the preprocessor here? I'm telling you. Observe carefully. If we compile the above program, then the preprocessor will perform the following actions. What actions that preprocessor is able to perform there? The point number one, preprocessor will recognize all the hash include statements and the provided header files names. Header files names. Right, sir. Point number two. Inside the C software, they're available, sir. The header files and everything. See, if you go for any software installation, no. C software installation, no. Inside the C software, the libraries are existent, no. Okay. If it is Java, no. Inside this lib folder, that libraries are available. Similarly, some lib folder, something else is available inside the C software. There we can see all the libraries, no, all the header files. Okay. If you know very well about C programming language, open the C software. There we can check for the lib kind of folders. There we are able to have the libraries there. Okay, clear. Next one is what there. Then after that, preprocessor will check whether the provided header files exist or not in a C software. If the provided header files if the provided header files does not, header files are not identified, if the provided header files do not identified in the C software, then the preprocessor will raise an error. Point number 4, if the provided header files exist in the C software, then the preprocessor will load its code to the memory at the time of compilation. At the time of compilation. All right, so now just I'm giving a note type of point here. Now observe carefully. Loading predefined libraries at compilation time is called static loading. Loading predefined libraries at compilation time is called as what there? Static loading. Now coming to the conclusion. What is the conclusion here? We are getting there. Observe carefully the conclusion, guys. Now the conclusion is what there? Preprocessor is required in a C and C++, in C and C++ to recognize the hash include statements in order to load the header files content, to the memory. Right, sir. So now guys, now all of you now tell me, preprocessor is required or not required in C and C++? Now tell me, preprocessor is mandatory or not? Preprocessor is a must or not? Please respond for me, guys, all of you know. By saying definitely in our C program now, we are going to write hash include statements minimum hash include str.h, we are going to write it. But who is going to recognize that hash include statements and who is loading the data files content to the memory? Definitely preprocessor. So definitely what is required here now? Preprocessor is mandatory, is required in our C and C++ programs. But why it is not required in Java? Why preprocessor is not required in Java? Guys, we have to understand it. Why preprocessor is not required in Java? What is the problem with the preprocessor which is not required in Java? That here we have to understand. Okay. Anyway, time may not be sufficient for that point. No, I'll discuss about that point in the tomorrow's session. No, then meanwhile, I'm telling you guys, please all of you now take this link, daily classroom link, classroom notes. We are able to get with this particular link only. No need to use any other one. In this link only, we are able to get the classroom notes now. Now, then my classes updations, maybe registration process, maybe, or maybe syllabus point of view, maybe, or class timings and everything. If you want to get any information about it, no, just we can take this single point of contact. Then Hemant is an admin person. There we can get the complete information about my classes. Everybody now take these two things now. This link is for classroom notes. Of course, when we reach for the course, immediately we are able to get that videos we are able to get current class videos and as well as previous batch videos also. If you want to speed up your content preparation there, we can get the previous batch videos also. We can get it directly. Hemant will provide the previous batch videos and as well as present batch videos now, so that you are able to prepare yourself here. Guys, all of you are getting clarity on it? Okay, then shall we meet on tomorrow? Right, sir. Shall we connect in tomorrow? No response, guys. Why people are not responding for my questions? No, very less response I'm getting in this batch. No? Thank you. Thanks a lot. Till meet on tomorrow. Then please try to contact with this person if you require any information, no? Or else the link we can open there. Then all the classroom notes here we are able to get. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. Till meet on tomorrow.